Good morning, children. Now let us deal with the last part of the story and what happens at the end with the scientist Griffin. Okay, now we have come till the point where Mrs. Hall, she thought that whatever was happening in that room was all because of the ghost, and that ghost was brought into the room by the scientist. So she was so terrified. Okay, further she says, "My poor mother used to sit in that chair," she moaned. "To think it should rise up against me now?" Now she was so hurt because the chair which hurt her was her mother's chair, and she used to sit on that chair. Okay, and this day she has got hurt from the same chair. So she was feeling very hurt. The feeling among the neighbors was that the trouble was caused by witchcraft. But witchcraft or not, when news of the burglary at the clergyman's home became known, the strange scientist was strongly suspected of having had a hand in it. Suspicion grew even stronger when he suddenly produced some ready cash, though he had admitted not long before that he had no money. So, the feeling among the neighbors, what the neighbors were thinking, that whatever happened in Mrs. Hall's room, that was all because of the witchcraft. Witchcraft means black magic. Someone might have done black magic. But black magic or not, but when the news of burglary it came out, people became to know about the burglary at the clergyman's house. They started suspecting on the scientist. Okay, and the suspicion grew more strong when or even stronger, sorry, when he suddenly produced money, when he showed money, or he gave the money for his for the rent of his room. Then people started thinking, not so long before the same scientist was saying that he had no cash left with him, and suddenly how he has got the cash? That means he might have only stolen the money from the study room. The village constable was secretly sent for. Instead of waiting for the constable, Mrs. Hall went to the scientist, who had somehow mysteriously appeared from his empty bedroom. So a village constable was secretly sent for. Sent for means called off. So where the village constable, he was secretly called by the couple and the neighbors. But instead of waiting for that constable, Mrs. Hall, she straight away went to the scientist, who had somehow mysteriously appeared from his empty bedroom. So when both the couple were thrown out of the room at that time, no one was there in the room, instead of the lifting up of the chair and the lifting up of the hat. So when she went into the room, suddenly she found that scientist was there in the room. How he entered? So I want to know. She went over there, and without waiting for that constable, she went there and she inquired. "I want to know what you have been doing to my chair upstairs," she demanded. "And I want to know how it is you came out of an empty room and how you entered a locked room." So she inquired how he entered the locked room and what he was doing with the chair when both the husband and wife were thrown out of the room. The scientist was always quick-tempered. Now he became furious. "Okay, you don't know, you don't understand who or what am I?" he shouted. "Very well, I'll show you." So he was short-tempered, and his short-tempered attitude could be judged and seen when he put his landlord's house on fire. Just because his landlord disliked him, so he put his house on fire. So that shows there also that he was a short-tempered person. So here also, he without thinking of the future, the consequences, he showed her that he was an invisible man. So what he did for that, suddenly he threw off bandages, whiskers, spectacles, and even nose. It took him only a minute to do this. The horrified people in the bar found themselves staring at a headless man. So what he did, he took off the bandages, nose, fake nose, whiskers, spectacles, everything. And what the people in the bar, they were looking at a person which was not having head. It was invisible. Mr. Jaffers, the constable, now arrived and was quite surprised to find that he had to arrest a man without a head. But Jaffers was not easily prevented from doing his duty. If a magistrate's warrant ordered a person's arrest, then that person had to be arrested with or without his head. So Mr. Jaffer, who was a constable, okay, he finally arrived, and he was surprised to see the man who he was supposed to arrest was not having head. He was a headless man, but he was very good when he was supposed to do his duty. Okay, when he got the magistrate's warrant to arrest a person, so it was his duty to arrest the person with head or without head. So he was firm to arrest the scientist. There followed a remarkable scene as the policeman tried to get a hold of a man who was becoming more and more invisible as he threw off one garment after another. So it was very horrible to see the policeman who was chasing a person who was getting invisible gradually. What Griffin did, he started removing his garment after the other garment. Okay, so gradually he became invisible, and finally a shirt flew into the air, and the constable found himself struggling with someone he could not see at all. So the constable was surprised to see he could not see at all anyone over there who he was chasing. Some people tried to find him, but found themselves hit by blows that seemed to come from nowhere. So some people tried to help the constable who was trying to get hold of that person, that thief or the scientist, but those people got blows, hit of blows, okay, coming from nowhere. Hit of blows means they got punches and dushum coming from nowhere. So in the end, Jaffers was knocked unconscious as he made a last attempt to hold on to the unseen scientist. So Mr. Jaffer, he got a knock. Again, he got a final knock, and he was lying on the floor when he found that he was not able to arrest that person. There were nervous, excited cries of "Hold him! Hold him!" But this was easier said than done. If this was easier said than done means it is easy to say than doing it practically. Okay, so people just were crying, "Hold him, hold him," but it was difficult for constable to hold that person. Okay, so Griffin had shaken himself free, and no one knew where to lay hands on him. So all their attempts were fruitless, because Griffin had already set himself free from that, and people were not knowing where to lay their hand on him. So the room was actually without the scientist. Scientist has already went out of the room, and people were just following no one. So this is the story all about, and finally Griffin had made himself free from that situation also. So we don't know what had happened further. So we have to keep on guessing if, whether Griffin had got caught by the police, okay, or he continued to do his lawless things again and again, okay, and he kept on stealing people or not. So we have to keep on guessing. This is the end of the story, where Griffin had made himself free from those people and the constable. So this is the story all about footprints without feet. So please watch this video and previous two videos. Try to understand the story. Go through the textbook story refresher for the summary, and make it a better understanding for yourself. Okay, please leave your comment in the comment box. Let me know whether you people are watching my videos or not. Until then, thank you.